Alright, we're just gonna talk about people today. Seeing the people in the market. This is a random spot. Here, look around. There's nothing fancy. I didn't trick you. It's just a random spot on the chart. It doesn't matter. You can pick any spot, but I just happen to like this spot because it's easier to point out. So, as we've seen, in the other videos, this is our little ICT rejection, our little SMC entry right here. And as we can always see, I'm not talking trash about you ICT guys, but just from what I see, you have a real bad time. And we got, from the ICT entry, we have a little bit of chop here. This is algos. We don't need to worry about that right now. But there's a little bit of downtrend. The market's a little bit worried about going down here. So you'll see these tiny little bars with tiny little volume. And just right here, look at the volume up here. We got 42 million, 40 million, 40 million, 20 million, 20 million. And then we come right up into here, 166 million. Not enough to get anybody suspicious that it's real big volume, but enough that the market thinks we're going up now. It's very important, by the way, that this volume doesn't look suspicious. I'll see if I can find a suspicious one. It's not important, but if it looks too suspicious, we'll have people selling there instead of what the intention was to get people buying. And the SMC people over here are just loving that. And of course, as soon as we get up above the profit, right where we bought, right there, our little 150 million, look at exactly above that. We even, because we're smart money, we're not idiots when we do stuff like this. When we spend $150 million on a position, we're not idiots. So we sell our $150 million right here. And you'll notice that the very bottom of the sells is right at the very top of the buys. That is by design. And, well, that pushes the market into a downtrend, of course. And the market makers try, and unfortunately for our ICT guys, our stop out is somewhere around here, right into the, you can always tell when the ICT guys get stopped out, because it's always a lot of volume. I love you guys dearly, but you have a rough time. So this is, what happened here, we came in here on the regular downtrend, we tried to buy it up again with, what's the volume here? 150-ish, another 150, and so like 300 million volume here roughly. And we're not stupid, by the way. We are not idiots. We bought $300 million. And where do we sell it? Right into our ICT guys' stops. Look at that. Poor guys. So if their stop was down here somewhere, they saw it, they hit off of this bounce and just moved their stop once we bounced up here. Not only did they get stopped out, they slipped all the way down to here. It's unfortunate, but the ICT guys are a real target. There's nothing I can say about it other than the ICT guys do get targeted. You can see it. If I'm like, prove me wrong. I would love for some ICT SMC guy to come in here and explain how they're making money off of this entry. But they claim to be, so I'm not going to talk too much trash here. But anyways, our 300 million, we bought 300 million here, and guess how much we sold? 500 million. So that's our 300 million plus our ICT stops. Those numbers are not a coincidence. This money, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face, people spending $300 million on the market are not idiots. They're not doing this to lose money. They bought high and sold low. Let's look at this volume here. We try to change the market with a 300 million, 500 million, 700 million, $700 million roughly. 800 million, whatever. There's a lot. We're shy of $1 billion here. And then look what happens. We buy it up and we sell it once we buy it up. 2.2 billion. We sold a whole lot more than we bought. And we made a good profit off it. Here's another 800 million down here. We're short now. Now we're big short. And it looks like we took some profit right here. Look at this. 800 million short and 400 million long are the same size bar. That is not. That tells you our order book is thin to the upside. All of this stuff is important to be thinking about when you're trading. It's the lines. I could draw a million lines on this chart, and we could think all sorts of trend breakouts and ranges, blah blah blah. But none of that tells you nearly as much as what I just said about this ICT entry that got screwed. About this 700 million or whatever that sold off immediately. Like, no matter how many lines you draw, you're never going to do as good as seeing the people behind the market. And now let's take a look, just for fun. I know we're getting a little long here for time, but just for fun, let's see if we can find out where that. We got about $1 billion unaccounted for right here. Let's see if we can find $1 billion showing up in the charts. Well, it's not as pretty as I would have hoped, but I'm gonna guess it's right here. Maybe this is it. No. But there's another little short, and then it comes out, sells out up here. 200, that's an awful lot to count. 100, there's probably our $1 billion right up in here. I'm not gonna, 400 million just on that bar. 400 million on that bar. There's probably most of our money accounted for right there. But the point is, wait, let's check the top of it. Look at that, right above the top. And then we sell off and do that all over again. Buy it up, sell it off. It's all people doing people stuff. It's not lines on charts. This is not a programmed video game. It's people doing people things. Thanks for watching my video.